And I'm delighted to say that Mark has stepped in alongside Alan and Stephen. Many congratulations on an outstanding performance tonight. You got a standing ovation from the crowd, and more importantly, I think, your wife and daughter there to enjoy it as well. That must have been special. Yeah,
it is. It's half-time this week for Sophia, so because I was playing Ronnie, it's a big game. Vicky said if I got through the first game, I was due to play Ronnie if he was to win. And she said, Sophia, do you want to come? She went, yeah. So obviously she came up, so she'll probably stay for the semi-final now.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. And to play Ronnie O'Sullivan and to beat him 6-0 like that, in the manner that you played, and to finish off with that wonderful clearance, that's got to be one of your best performances ever against Ronnie. Yeah, for sure. Like you say, to beat Ronnie in any tournament, any scoreline is a great victory. But to beat him in the way I did, you know, the way I scored, safety was good, long game was good. Very, very pleased because, as Stephen said, the back end of the game against Dawkins, I sort of felt like I'd got a bit of confidence. I was striking the ball a lot better, seeing the shots a lot better, being a bit more positive, and I just managed to carry that on into today's game.
That performance tonight and against Hawkins, do you think that's a season, you know, that's going to turn around your season, spark it into, obviously it's a huge, you know, couple of months now, huge tournaments. Is that the spark you need to get going and winning? Well,
I hope so. I mean, the biggest thing is for me is that because when I'm not winning, everyone knows I'm a sort of a tinkerer and I try and tweak things and stuff. And the two performances I put there after the interval against Barry and then there against Ronnie has proved to me that, look, what I'm doing now is what I need to just carry on doing, whether I win or lose. So that's the biggest thing for me, to put that to bed so I can just go out there and just play. Because, I mean, the game's hard enough without thinking of how to play, which is what I've been doing for weeks.
Did Ronnie play a big part in that non-tinkering tonight? You just go out, you've just got to play good snooker, end of story?
No, not really. I mean, if I'd have beat Barry yesterday and I'd just basically crawled over the line and I was missing balls and sort of Barry let me off, and then I'd have gone into that match still in the same mindset of how I would have been the last few weeks. So the biggest thing is for me, and it's always been, I know it shouldn't be, but if I feel good in what I'm doing technically and then mentally, I'm always quite strong. If I'm not, then I'm the other way.
There was a mad clamour in the green room to press the button for hot shots when we saw this shot. Take a look at this. This is magnificent.
You've not hit many better shots than this in your career, I think.
No, and I mean, I felt I was forced into it, and it's amazing the amount of times you play, whether it's your opponent or you doing it, the amount of times you're forced into a shot, how many people pop them, because they know they've got to commit, they've got no choice. Where if I was playing that, I felt like I could half get away with it if I missed. But if I wasn't playing that and the reds are everywhere and I'm leaving the world, I don't know, you probably don't hit it that well.
You had an interesting choice with the last red, because you could have played for it into bag 2, the red, off the black, but you decided to play this for the snooker off the last red.
I didn't mean to play for the snooker. I just overscrewed the red in middle too much. I wanted to play high on the black and then play it down the rail because I felt confident to play. And where I've landed dead straight, I didn't fancy it in that back pocket because it's further towards this hole, so I wanted to play it in, like you say, this pocket. And once I landed straight, I sort of gave myself no choice.
I think as well, thinking logically about it, we're in day 4, the pockets just marginally tighten up, don't they, as the days go by? So maybe it was a good move.
Yeah, but even like stuff like that, I mean, Ronnie's, you don't have to say anything about Ronnie, you know, he's the greatest of all time, but if I'd have landed perfect on the black to play on the red and then refused it and played the snooker, even just little signs like that, I know I'm 5-0 up, but Ronnie might think, hang on a minute, you don't fancy it. You know what I mean? And he's thinking, if you ain't going to go for that at 5-0 up, when are you going to go for it? So.
And at 4-0 at that mid-session interval, you were floating around the table, just looked in complete control. Yeah, your shot time was down about 21 seconds. It almost came at the worst time, and we wondered if perhaps there'd be a regrouping from Ronnie, but it never came.
No, and I mean, I did go on the practice table just to hit a few balls because a lot of people can think, you know what, he's playing great, you don't need to hit balls, but I just wanted to keep the momentum going, so I just got myself a coffee, carried on practising. But I mean, it's so far away, the lounge. By the time you get up there, it's time to come back. So I had about 2 minutes.
Did you feel as in control as you looked?
Yeah, I felt happy with my game. I felt calm. You know, it's a huge game. If you can't get up for matches like that, and then you might as well put your cue away. So I felt calm. I felt confident that I could win, which is a big thing against Ronnie, because if you don't, then more times than not, the scoreline will be the other way.
And listen, whoever comes up next, you've got to feel confident, but it'll be the winner of tomorrow's quarter-final between Zhang Anda and John Higgins. You fancy either of those? Yeah, obviously, after that win, you can't not. But, I mean, you know, John's obviously a great player. We've had some great matches. Anda this season, he's been phenomenal, you know. So that game could still go either way. Obviously, John Stott's favourite.
I think Mark's put out a message to a lot of players would take notice of that result tonight, and that's, you know, it was very, very impressive.
I think it was the scoreline, the fact that you were able to get a scoreline of 6-0 against Ronnie, given the season he's had. But it was the manner of the victory. That was what was really, really impressive.
Look at all the stats: 97% position, 97% pot success, safety. Like, you know, it's just it's a completely dominant performance, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was more or less faultless, really. I think I missed probably 2 balls I can remember in the whole match. I missed the red first frame when I was stretching, screwing it off 2. And then I basically just picked the wrong line on another red, stunning it in for the black. And other than that, I don't feel like I can't remember many shots I missed.
Early bath. Take the rest of the night off, Mark.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed. OK, when we come back after the break, we'll cast our minds back to this afternoon and our earlier quarter-final that featured Mark Allen and Gary Wilson.